Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm with Kelvin. We've got some in-car video for you here. I thought, it's not often people get to ride in a 62 Chrysler, and this one actually is a factory 3-speed floor shift car. Typically these cars came with push-button transmissions, automatic transmissions. This one has a delete plate where the push button
do the Vanna thing,
Yeah, and your signal light switch, you mentioned that's over there. Typically, where are they?
They're on the column.
On the column, a typical switch.
This is up on the dash.
Really different.
Yeah,
very cool.
Car. The buttons in the heater control are actually a bulb, but the face of the radio is electroluminescent. So these are actually they're their own light emitting element, and they glow, running off of like 300 volts AC, believe it or not. Same with the dash cluster.
I like that dash.
All the needles, all of the gauge, all of the writing on it is all electroluminescent. So
very cool.
So you want to go for a ride?
Yeah, let's go.
That's how a big block with dual quads should start, hey?
Yeah.
We got manual steering,
manual brakes, manual transmission.
Brakes. It's a high driver input car, you gotta mean it.
So this car was a 1 of 7 run. What was it for? The highway patrol? Is that what it was?
Yeah, highway pursuit cars for, it was the Chrysler, known as the Chrysler Enforcer program. And they had requested of Chrysler, they wanted to know what they could build them for the 62 model year in terms of full-size car, big block, with manual transmissions for highway pursuit cars. And so they built 7 of these and sent them out to the boss man, who got to run them as a demonstrator for a period before returning them to Chrysler and being sold off. But a C-body with a manual transmission is a rather odd duck, and I've had many an argument with people insisting that they never made them. Well, here's one.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly the only one I've ever seen.
Well, I was looking at one a number of years ago in Vancouver. It was a newer one, 440, 4-speed, in a RCMP highway pursuit car. Would have been a pretty fun car. The signal lever is kind of unique, because where people are accustomed to having it on their column and then it's very easy to make a canceling system, this switch stays on with a very kind of a weak electromagnet. And so as you turn the steering wheel back from your signal, there's a little wheel with a switch mounted on the column, very much like a neutral safety switch or whatever in a conventional car, that actually is a normally closed switch. So as it goes past it, it opens it, releases the magnet for a split second to cancel the signal.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, kind of a neat setup. Of course, parts are kind of hard to come by, so it's kind of nice to have some spare stuff here and there.
Yeah, you have spares?
I do, yeah.
You do, good.
Yeah. Yeah, even the old tube-type AM radio sounds as good as they ever did.
Now this one came with a radio delete originally.
It was radio delete, yeah, and Wilbur Dick, the fella that had owned this car in Prince Albert, had apparently put the correct vintage radio into it, the golden tone. I could probably give you a little light there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's the correct vintage, the correct pattern, everything. and it works, so I just leave it in. I do have the block off plate, but for the time being, it's kind of entertaining.
So this car appears on the channel many times, guys. You've seen under the hood. It's this is a Sonoramic long rams, dual carb, and it's a 440.
Yep. It's super fun to drive. It's not boring. I never get tired of it, and it doesn't have like muscle car, race car kind of power. It's more just torque. It's highway passing kind of power, you know?
Yeah.
And I had put a number of different 4-speeds in the car over the years and just kept breaking them because it just has far too much torque at the lower RPM range. So I ended up with this particular 3-speed standard, and it's holding together quite nicely. Other than my brutish use of first gear when downshifting, and I've kind of just about totaled off the synchro, but it works well. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's very, very comfortable car to drive. Another thing, when I got the car, it had no seat belts. So guess what? It's got no seat belts. If they don't have them, you don't have to put them in, and they didn't become mandatory until 1967, I believe.
Yeah.
60, maybe 64, I'm not sure. But this being a 62. So this is proof that I don't tow it to all of those show and shines where Gary picks up on it when he walks by.
Yeah. So this might be my last ride before the winter time. Is there plans to tuck it away for the winter very soon?
Well, yeah, it's going to be going away soon. I think we'll probably hold off to the bitter end. We're going to be taking off to SEMA with Ken towards the end of the month, and so I just have to stuff it away before we leave, because I don't imagine we'll have any reasonable weather for enjoying it after we're back.
Yeah.
So, but then it's probably going to go in dry dock for a number of years while I concentrate on the Beaumont, the Chevelle, and then I'll get into the sheet metal on this one. And I have plans to put a steel crank in the engine and an 833 4-speed in the car, which I already have. For a large car, it's surprisingly light.
Yeah.
It's
unibody construction.
yeah, so it's a unibody car, and it's actually it's funny. I don't know if nimble would be the right word, but it's spirited. I did weigh it, and it came in at 3,740 pounds without me in it. And the same day I weighed my metric 78 Caprice, and it was actually heavier,
Yeah.
and larger in every dimension than this car.
Wow.
Longer, wider, taller, and heavier by, well, 40 pounds, but hey. So
3,700 pounds. That's not bad.
yeah, not bad at all.
I would bet my Chevelle is more than that.
Well, I had a 68 SS like yours, with a big block, and I weighed it in at 3890.
Yeah, there you go.
With a turbo 400. 70, they got a little portlier. Friend had an LS6 Chevelle. That one weighed in at 3980.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
3,700 pounds for this car. That's pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, for something that appears to be so large, it's so much of it is the way that it's designed, the low roof line and kind of sleekish, you know. makes it look a lot bigger and heavier and than it really is.
So I guess we can share where we're going.
Yeah, sure.
We're actually on our way to the Dragons Clubhouse to attend a meeting there. Can't give you the details of what that meeting all entails, but we can tell you that it is very important to the future of our hobby in Saskatchewan. So yeah, that's as soon as I'm able to share all that information with you guys, I certainly will. But that's where we're going tonight. And Kelvin's offered me a ride, and I couldn't pass up an opportunity to visit, to share some in-car video with you guys. It's a little bit dark. I hope you guys can see what we're doing here.
And Rachelle's in the back.
Yeah.
We don't normally make her ride shotgun, but
no, or I'm riding a shotgun.
Well, yeah. But she was nice enough to give up her seat for the famous Mr. The Gear.
Well, thank you. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Just thought I'd share some in-car video with you. It's not often a guy gets to ride in a 62 Chrysler, let alone a 3-speed factory standard floor shift car. So it's very cool. Thank you very much, Kelvin.
Hey, no problem.
Appreciate the ride. See you again soon.